very, very special day for the town of Oxford. Today we are launching the Trees for Trees program, which is premised with the mission that for every tree that we wind up taking down going forward in the future, our goal is to try to replace those trees. Oxford has been known for years with its history of very large specimen, beautiful historic trees. We've lost many of those over the years, and now we're trying to put ourselves together to, plant for future generations. But before I go a little bit further, I do want to welcome and note some people who are here today to share in the planting of our first trees, which you can see on either side here. Very beautiful trees. We have volunteers and we have our DPW crew who have been fabulous in working with myself and the conservation agent and our tree warden in being able to execute the actual grant. So without further ado, we could not have been able to do this without having the support from a very important state agency, and that's the Department of Conservation and Recreation. And today I'm delighted because we have the head of the program who's very excited for the town of Oxford going forward to launch its program. But we applied the previous year in the middle of the pandemic for our first urban forestry grant, and the person who's in charge of that entire grant program is here today in the town of Oxford to celebrate with us, and that is none other than Julie Coop. And I'm going to ask Julie to say a few words and to inspire us to go forward. How's that sound, Julie?
That sounds great.
All right, here's your little microphone.
Okay, all right, thank you. So thank you for the invitation. It's my honor to be here on behalf of the Baker Polito administration and Department of Conservation and Recreation. I am the Urban and Community Forestry Program for the Program Coordinator for the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. And one of my job duties is to award grants. And I love it because it gets me outside and it gets me to meet people and go to communities that I typically don't go to. And it helps those communities build their urban forest. So that's the mission of my program, to help municipalities to protect, manage, and grow their urban forest. So I want to thank you for inviting me, and I'm really excited to join this great crew of people to get some trees in the ground on Earth Day today.
That's
so
wonderful.
Yeah, so thank you.
Thank you.
I was looking at quotes this morning to try and throw one out there just because I wasn't sure what I was going to say this morning. And one quote that I found that I thought was fitting was, "Earth is something that we all have in common." And just to narrow that down even more for all those that are out here today, is that Oxford is something that we all have in common, and it's great to just beautify the town as much as we can. From the flower plots to now the trees that we're giving back to the community. So thank you everybody that came out to help plant trees today, and thank you for the DPW for hosting this event.
It's through programs like this that we can accomplish a very important mission to DPW, and that is replacing trees, replacing what we remove. So Wayne, through his leadership of our forestry division, a lot of times preserving and maintaining our public shade trees, that unfortunately means removing trees, right, to protect people and property. But it's equally important, right, to replace those trees. So this is a nice small example of doing just that. We know that trees not only look good for the town and create a sense of place, but they're also good to reduce our carbon footprint, and they're also important for stormwater management as well. So all things that are important to DPW and our umbrella. So I just want to thank everybody for coming out, and let's plant some trees.
I think it shows that even kids at such a young age are willing to volunteer and do things that are good for the general good. So, and I want to also thank the Hydroseed up in North Oxford who really stepped up and gave the town a good deal on all these trees. Thank you and the town staff for getting a grant to help fund this, and obviously the volunteers for doing the work. So it's another project where the citizens and government work together to do something that's benefiting our town.
I think that everybody should be doing this because it's much better for our environment, and especially since a lot of the kids in our schools live here in Oxford, it's a very good thing that we're doing it here right where we live.